What is up, people? It is me, Monster58. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. In the previous part, a lot happened. We ended up destroying the heart of the Mother Crystal in the Holy Empire of Sambrek, and, well, at the cost of Cid's life. And not only that, we found out who our true enemy is, and that enemy's name is Ultima. And so, here we are, 5 years later, still carrying on Cid's legacy, after also our old hideaway got destroyed so many years back. Many of our comrades getting killed, but a good chunk of them survived, and so, in this part, we headed back from the Dalmakian Republic to our new hideaway to see how everyone's getting along. And so, Otto wants to speak with us. And yes, also we have taken up the mantle of Cid's name, not only his legacy. So, Torgal and Jill are here with us, and so without further ado, folks, let's go speak to Otto. So yes, we are here essentially with new beginnings. What an absolute hellacious last episode, to say the very least.
Look, it's Cid.
Staying long this time?
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Alright, one quick thing. Let's talk to Nectar here. It's been a minute, and looks like he obviously survived the attack from Hugo, Kupka, and, well, him transforming into Titan in our old hideaway. So let's see what he has to say. Alrighty, looks like we can't quite access that yet, but as you can see, here is our new hideaway. Pretty much, more or less similar to what we had before, but obviously, you know, all the main things that we can expect are still here, but at the same time, a lot obviously has changed since we're in a completely new location. Just so you can see a general map of what we have to work with here.
Operations are suspended until further notice.
Yes, Captain.
I'll let the others know.
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason, she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. a nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Alrighty, so when it comes to Vivian here,
Here for another of my lectures.
when we go to view the state
Allow
of the
me to
realm,
educate
it's actually
you.
really, really interesting. So, by speaking with Vivian in the Hideaways map room, Clive can view the state of the realm and learn more about the current goings-on in Valisthea, revisit any of the Nine Tales' past lessons, or take a deeper look at the relationships of those in Clive's orbit. So, you have
the
this
details
better
here.
sort of, like, relationship thing, right? We had that thing with Harpocrates where we were able to tell him our adventures, and then we got like general ideas of like, you know, who these characters are, what they are about, you know, their names, you know, what they're doing, you know, what events they're involved with. But here you can view a detailed visualization of the character relationships in Final Fantasy 16. The updates as you progress through the main scenario, which is no shocker. Use left bumper and right bumper to cycle through pivotal milestones in Clive's adventure. So it's kind of like, it's just a better version of what Harpocrates has, in my opinion. I think it's just better to, and like it's a better visual representation and gives you better, you know, summaries and stuff like that instead of going to Harpocrates. Even though I think Harpocrates still has that stuff, but I believe that this is just a better version of that. Inner Voice, an all-new feature, is accessible by pressing that button while viewing the Grand Cast in Vivian's map room. Inner Voice affords you a window into both Clive's heart and the hearts of those he has encountered along his journey. After opening the feature, select a character with the button to hear the innermost thoughts on other members of the cast. So I'll just demonstrate that real quick. So let's say we want Joshua, right? We can do this. Yeah, so you can see that. So very, very interesting. So you can see obviously there's his mom, there's his dad, and then they gave birth to him. There's obviously a lot, and then you can scroll through the time, you know, and then obviously he finally ended up becoming a freed. So you can just scroll through, yeah, Gruda's Rage, basically through every single major mission that we've done so far. So it's there's a lot to go through here, but it's really, really interesting, and again, in my opinion, it's a better way of doing what Harpocrates had. So very, very cool. And then we can also view the map.
Study it well, Clive.
So the situation map here, you can view a detailed overview of current and past events relevant to Clive's story that updates as you progress through the main scenario. Very simple, very similar to what we have with the relationships. So as you can see, it's a very cool, like, sort of battle side map. So very interesting across the board. So you can see, like, oh yeah, here is the Iron Kingdom. They're looking to put reinforcements at Drake's Breath, and then here we have people at Rosalith. The ducal army is being sent towards Phoenix Gate. Like, there's a lot that you can see here that's very interesting. You know, at the beginning of our adventure, and then we can, so let's scroll through to where we are right now, I believe. Clouds over Storm's area. Clouds over Storm. So you can see there's a lot of very cool stuff here. As you can see, obviously, like she was saying in the original like little overview of it, here the Holy Empire of Sambrek is trying to hit the Crystalline Dominion, which could be the center of this entire of the center of Storm and everything like that. So very, very cool. So even though I don't use this too much, it's a really cool representation. It gives you sort of like, it's kind of like that if you ever played Civilization, to me, it's very much like the sort of that one other view that isn't like the more detailed view. It's kind of just like the tiled view. That's what this reminds me of, but very,
Thus
very cool
ends
nonetheless.
today's lesson.
So, she said return to Tomes, so, well, Tomes is another way of saying Harpocrates, but I think along the way, because we have to cross this area to get to him anyway, let's visit the other areas as well, so, see who else is kicking around. So there's Jill, obviously, and then we do have the Arret Stone, which is right over here. So here's our Arret Stone. We have a very easy access to it, so no worries about that. Is there anything with the appearance that we can do? I'll probably keep Flame Tongue on. But turning back here, look who else is still living.
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Karen.
Is it business?
Lady Karen very luckily survived as well. Nothing she's selling I think is really worth it yet though. Some tassels. Limit break. Yeah, I don't like that. Gil earned. XP earned. That's okay. Ability points by 20%. That could actually be pretty useful. What are my charms now, actually? I'm going to actually think about that real quick. Elixirs instantly restore all HP, but I just think the potions and high potions are just better in general. I'd usually have potion, high potion, then I'll have a strength tonic and stone skin tonics on me, nothing else. Let me take a look. What do we have for charms right now? Because I don't think our charms are all that great. The timely evasion's there. Gouge, Scarlet Cyclone. Honestly, I'm thinking just getting rid of the timely evasion, giving us more ability points, because that might just be better in general. Let's do that.
Well, don't just stand there, go.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go to Wages of Warcraft. Why
Can't
not?
find a better price than that.
Yeah, what do we replace though? That's my question. Oh no, we're gonna do. Let's do Gouge. Yep, I think that's better. Yep, I think we're still okay. Alright. Very nice. Alright, we still have access to, obviously, all of the tunes that we have bought or have run into with the Orchestron, so it's very cool here. And then we also can go to, well, as that guy said, and there's Goots. Goots has very luckily survived as well. Blackthorn has also survived.
What do you need?
So let's take a look at what we got here. Ooh, Levin Bolt. We can actually craft that. That's actually pretty huge. And there's nothing else. Let's craft Levin Bolt.
Should last you a good while.
Yep, got that. Very nice. And then we can go back to Karen and we can sell. We can sell the sword we had. I think we had flame. I think it was Flame Tongue. Oh wait, no, we used Flame Tongue. I'm an idiot. We used Flame Tongue to craft this. Alrighty. Well. Very nice for the most part. We can also visit very quickly our own room. We have our own room, which is no shocker, obviously, but here you can take a look as we go right in here. So this is our room, and the cool thing about this is if we go here, Wall of Memories. So, throughout the rest of the story, I'll get this out of the way. I think it ends up giving you like a little bit of a like a pop-up for it, but this essentially will show you is kind of like a shrine to our adventure. Throughout the rest of the story, any item of significant importance, like the oath here that we pledged obviously to Cid before going to Drake's Head, will be displayed here. And so you can sort of see that this will evolve throughout the rest of the story, and there will be more and more and more important items that will appear here as we continue to go through. So just to give you guys an idea of what to expect going forward. But without further ado, we got to go to Harpocrates. So let's go and talk to him. Yes, very, very cool area. Obviously, we're in the midst of essentially like fallen ruins of fallen ships, so very interesting. But it's another good place to have a hideaway.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
already. Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
So, yes. Like I said, there's a reason I wanted to do all those side quests in the hideaway originally, because it makes this moment feel so much more impactful. People like Kenneth lost their lives. That was the guy who was just literally feeding people. Lost his life because Hugo Kupka was pissed off.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Nice to also see that Taria
Gav
survived.
have thought worthy of a letter.
Sorry about that little cut too, by the way, during the cutscene with Harpocrates. I went to go pee, and while that cutscene was going on, and I didn't realize that, well, I was supposed to give that back to him by pressing the A button twice, so I apologize for that. But yes, Taria survived as well, and just like I didn't want to point it out until it was going to be made clear in the story, but yes, our brand has finally been removed. So, the reading table. Reports, letters, and other important missives are addressed to Clive and are delivered to the reading table in his chambers. New messages are always arriving, so make it a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the hideaway. This is important because there are side quests that do pop up in this, and I would highly recommend you always check it when you come back after major missions, because you never know when something like that will pop up. So, to complete all the side quests in the rest of this game, you're going to be needing to do this. So, alright, let's see what... I believe it's Gav, right? Yep. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you're done to wear upon my return, Gav. And again, glad Gav survived as well. That's one thing I didn't end up mentioning, but very nice that Gav survived. Obviously, you can see lost his eye, lost sight in his eye, but still the best damn scout you could ever ask for. And so, looks like they're at Twinside, and obviously we heard about Twinside because that is where Vivian is from.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
Well, that's not exactly great.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
Gotta find out exactly why. Alrighty, let's go meet Otto in the mess, because we need to figure out what the hell, because obviously Martha, that's her home. That is hers. That is all for her. So something drastic must have happened for her to leave, or maybe hopefully not get captured or something like that.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Alrighty, gotta find the curse breakers. Well, we got one little side quest that we can do very quickly. You're still not available, right? Yeah, you're still not available. Okay, just making sure there. Okay, so let's complete this. This, I believe, isn't really all that bad, so might as well get this done while we can. Also, I'm gonna view the world map, too, because... just to make sure, because I don't think that there's anything else beyond. So there is our... Yep, so we have to go back to Martha's Rest, but doesn't look like there's anything else. Alright, let's go and see what needs to be done down there very quickly. And also, I will probably cut for a second, because... yeah, I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I apologize for that, but here we go. Alright, let's see what we have to do real quick.
Finish with that. Come back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Alright, looks like we gotta find that stuff. Shouldn't be too bad, I believe. Yep, let's head to the 3 reeds and let's see. Yep, that's not that far. Alright, let's head over there. It shouldn't be too bad, but we can go achieve that. We can go, oh sorry, we can go grab that, and then we can head right back to where we need to go, but...
Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth.
Take care of these folks, and then we'll be good to go. Alrighty, that wasn't bad whatsoever.
Can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Ugh! Reeks like a chocobo's arse. I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the Blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
So underneath that hard exterior, it looks like Obelisk really does have a pretty soft heart. Very, very heartwarming that he keeps that because of his dad. I respect that a lot. Alrighty, and with that, it is time now to head to Martha's Rest and find the Curse Breakers and find her.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Fucking Imperials. If they hurt Martha, they'll have the old
Rest
rest
off
to answer
staying where
to.
we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Found her. I'd rather not bump into them again.
They've killed my bearer. I demand recompense.
What are you after? Very well.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
I'm sorry. I think I twisted something.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
I don't think there's anything else, but I think with that, us sort of, exploring our new hideaway, reestablishing ourselves, and getting, essentially a fresh new start, and the one chance we have next time on Final Fantasy XVI, we'll be headed towards the Glademon Abbey or Sorrowwise Bay to see where they took Martha, and see what else that they have planned. So, hope you guys look forward to that. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials, those will be linked in the description below. And with that guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create.